What's going on with the Ghost Recoil Bug situation? People are ducking out of the Cosmic Horror Quest. We find out why. Will we see new animations for Karnak? And will the Glory Store be updated with a new season of Alliance Quest? And yes, by the eye of Akamoto, I pronounce this Marvel Contest of Champions news show open. But I'm not going to turn back time or anything. Ain't nobody got time for that. Unless you got this, then you probably have time to do that. Also, make sure to hit the like button and subscribe with post notifications on all, supporting the channel. Thanks for all the support, by the way. I love you. And I love you, Em. Yeah. And before we get into the stories of today, I want to give a massive thank you to this video's sponsor. This video is brought to you in partnership with Flexispot, who deliver a wide range of desk and chair solutions. Now, as a lot of you know, followed the channel, I had a standing desk for a long time, but I've always wanted to get one that had a motorized standing function and sitting function, so you can change between each of them. The room I envisioned putting the standing desk into was a crafting room. This is something that is going to be predominantly used by Em, especially as she starts up a new business venture. When you receive the standing desk, it will look a little bit like this, in very easy to follow parts, which again is pretty simple instructions as well to follow, which is brilliant. And even myself, who doesn't think myself that good with putting together flat packs, I actually found this a breeze. As soon as you put the motorized placements in place and screw them in said places, it then gets a whole lot easier. Putting on the legs in order to support is very important as well. And then when you've got them in place, after tightening them up, it's then happy days from there. Affixing then parts of the motorized function and the electronics, which I did think I was a bit wary of, but everything actually went smoothly. And that's the process everybody gets. A smooth plug and play function. Once you get the desk down, whatever you're going to be affixing it to, you'll then have a bit of a breeze when it comes to then plugging everything in. And everything, as I said, is labeled, so you know where things are going, how to do it, just as simple as that. Plug and play and everything's good. Then you can tidy up the cables, and I do like a good bit of cable tying, and this seemed absolutely perfect. No issues. Everything was fine, everything looks brilliant, especially underneath. Nothing looks like it's too dangly. And then the magic happens. We're clicking and turning it on, going up to go up. It's as simple as that, and then pressing down to go down. Absolutely perfect. One happy Richard. That was the Standing Desk E5 Pro on Flexispot. Go and check it out in the link in the description down below. Yeah, thanks very much to Flexispot for sponsoring this video. Go and check out the link in the description. As I said, we've got the product in place. It's in the next room, and it's going to be used for Em's kind of like new crafting business. A lot of the stuff at our wedding was handcrafted by Em, so she's more than likely going to be setting up an Etsy store and have that kind of elevated up to like a level here. It's kind of like easier for her to kind of lean and do stuff rather than have to hunch over all the time to kind of do things. It's nice to elevate that desk to that particular height. So yeah, go check it out, link in the description. Also, thank you so much to everybody that supports the channel as a Patreon and as well as a YouTube member. You're on screen right now. Thank you so much for giving that love and support. Also, those that have an Amazon Prime account and want to give a free Twitch sub, you can do, and it would be amazing if that you considered myself for that. So yeah, they're on screen at the moment. The people that give the Amazon Prime sub, tier 1 sub, bits and donations, and gifted subs as well. There's some gifted sub people out there. Thank you for those that gift subs to everybody and get those free emotes. Appreciate you, and I'll see you tonight for a live stream. Now let's kick off with Karnak. The main point of this story is this here, in response to Karnak's animations, because as we said, that SP1 is a bit of a problem. So here we go. A response from Kaban Mike on the matter says, "Hey everybody, unfortunately no new animations for Karnak. New animations take a lot of time and effort, so we save those for champions who shared animations like Daredevil or Black Panther. We have more planned for the future, but Karnak's animations are already unique to him, so we didn't deem it necessary for him. P.S. If you don't have to stand there and wait for the opponent to attack you after the SP1 finishes. You can cancel out the animation after the hit." So it's kind of annoying that that's the case and that's the workaround, but and as well, it gives me some hope, as somebody else kind of pointed out down here, or it was up here. It was somewhere. Someone said like the Iron Man. Oh, here it is. Yeah, OG Iron Man / Superior Iron Man. So Magnus says this. You know, because they share animations, they're doing exactly the same SP1, SP2, and SP3, I think. In any case, like we need something new with some of those characters. I'd love to see an OG Iron Man buff. I really would. Superior Iron Man just feels like it's now a case you should kind of go back to that and kind of create something different, cosmic, and just cool, which would be great to kind of separate them both apart. And would that mean a full rework? I don't think they rework the Iron Man, but definitely Superior Iron Man, unless they're putting some kind of like narrative on the OG Iron Man being like a quintessential Iron Man, the kind of the lower mark. But I think that it would have been nice to see something different with Karnak, and unfortunately, you're not going to see no animation change. So SB1 cancel out is going to have to be the way you're going to have to play it. Now let's talk about cosmic horror. So there's been a few kind of like things and a few takes on cosmic horror. I put out a guide yesterday on it, very well supported so far. Thank you very much everybody for kind of like going and watching that. I actually enjoyed it. At first I did like one run. I did the first easier path and the second path, and I just, at that point I was feeling like I just don't know if I get it. And then it's a case like I started kind of like learning a few things about just rotations and how it was kind of like a lot more simpler than I thought than I was making it. So that was cool. That was a cool thing to find out. So yeah, go and check out the guide information in the description down below to that. But I know there are a few players that have said, especially as of the 19th, which I don't know if that's the point that you can get your Summon Symbiote up to a rank 4 or it's still a rank 3. Either way, I know that some people have kind of like said like it's too difficult for me, I'm opting out. So yeah, a few people kind of not finding it too agreeable with them. But there are certain advantages to certain champions for whatever reason. As you go through with the Summon Symbiote, you're then able to regen. If you've got the right pre-fights, you're then able to regen off of the back of, say, Venom, Venom Pool, and Symbiote Supreme. And that's just basically using the light attacks if you've got a certain pre-fight. More details, I'm not going to go into like a great detail in this new segment, but you know, I've done a full video devoted to that in the description. I've done a write-up. There's Google Drive link, so there's like a Google spreadsheet link for a write-up, and as well a spend process guide. I've also done on the channel some kind of like processes of different paths, from path 1 to path 2, 3 and 4. The first path, I got to be honest, is just super easy. You shouldn't be kind of like spending, and like my process of taking this on was I didn't spend for the first path because I didn't need to, but when I got to path 2, I started earmarking some of the higher ones to spend on. So the pre-fights, there's some that cost 3 and there's some that cost 1. I identified spending on the 3s most frequently, or kind of like when I started off, that was the process. Go for the more expensive ones first to then go, right, well let's then go for the lower ones as I kind of went on. Now we'll go into more detail about this, but a lot of people falling out in this particular thread, especially from the point of like people grinding and not getting exactly anything from it. I mean, for me, I'm saving up for, I think, a massive birthday opening. So I think November 20th, I'm going to try and do a big fat kind of like opening of 6 stars. I'm kind of earmarking about 25 6 stars to be being open. So yeah, roll on next month. It could be a spicy one, and I'll probably do a live stream, so come on by for that one. Okay, now let's move on to something that's an important topic for a lot of players, and that is the Glory Store. We've just seen the announcement of Season 9 of Alliance Quest, and as well Map 8 coming very soon. And the question on everyone's lips is the rewards, and as well, will there see an update to the Glory Store? The problem with the Glory Store is that it does fall out of line with the current meta, especially from a grind perspective. I mean, it's great to say that nearly like once every week I'm able to pick up a 5% tier 5 class catalyst, but it would be nice for that to be a little bit more, especially for Thronebreaker. Same thing with the tier 5 basic amounts that you could get, and also to the degree of the tier 2 alpha, which, look, I understand Kabam have put this into other content, but still it's something that a lot more champions are in this game. Therefore, if you're acquiring champions more than what you're ranking up, or ranking up more that you're acquiring champions, there's just that fine line and balance when it comes to that situation. But more so when it comes to the health pool side of things. The most you can get is level 4 health potions, and with the introduction of map 8, it means that like it would be better as well to see with the level 1 Alliance team revive, which look, you're getting what, 350 health per champion. You're then having to spend on one of these, which kind of targets one champion. having just 6k in some cases isn't really enough, especially with some of the difficulty that a lot of players, especially at the top end, are dealing with. Should there be now a level 5 health potion in there, or should the purchase limit be improved, or a slight reduction on things when it comes to glory cost? That's something to consider as well. So a lot of players are calling out for a glory store update. What's the latest on that? Well, Kabam Mike says, no, the Glory Store updates have been on the mid-season updates a few times. It's not possible for us to do an update of everything at once since AQ is so large. So, yeah. Sometime in the future. Maybe. And now on to one of our most important stories, and the finishing story is Ghost can't phase Recoil with Hood on the team. So, something that reared its head, this seems to rear its head from a little while ago. This was talked about, or maybe it wasn't dealt with. We did talk about this in a previous news, but I'm not 100% sure what went on with it. Part of me feels like I want to say that it was fixed, but if it was definitely not, because now we're at a situation when players are going, we got a problem. This is all becoming all too familiar. The more I've kind of read some of the threads, I'm like, oh yes, now I remember this. This is something that we covered on the channel before I went on a little break for the wedding. And it looks like that nothing has really happened. No real Kabam responses, no new update, no new fix. And as well, last response was back last week saying, we're very sorry about the delay, but our team is still working into it. We apologise that this is requiring a longer investigation period as require engagement from our multiple teams. We hope to provide you with a more promising update in the near future. Thank you for your ongoing patience. So, if you're indeed looking to phase Recoil with Hood on the team, it's not possible. So, take and play Ghost with a pinch of salt when it comes to utilization of the recoil damage. If you're running suicides, that's a problem. If you've got Hood on your team, that's a problem, or potentially a problem. This may be for some, but not for others. But we'll see what the new update brings next week. That's the first thing. Secondly, err on the side of caution and maybe don't use Ghost. Maybe use some other champions to take on some of the content I'd advise. Thanks again to Flexispot for sponsoring and helping out with this video. Make sure to check out the link in the description if you're looking for a new desk for your office. And I will see you in the next video today. Thanks. Bye-bye.